You are tuned in to The Art of Words, hosted by Gavin Rasmussen.
My name's Gavin Rasmussen, and you're joining us with The Art of Words. Today, again, we're going to continue our readings of Behind the Mask, 40 Quarantine Poems from Humboldt County, edited by David Holper and Anne Frick. Surrender by Christy Hellum. Every day, I get up, open the door, and walk through the hole in my heart. Opening to such beautiful sorrows, whether or not by choice, as natural as breathing. To protect myself while feeling such limitless despair, I must don a sacred headdress in preparation for simply going to the grocer's or walking through a farmer's market, impossible to conceal. My road is paved with vulnerability stones. To better fathom this path requires that I walk alone and far from myself at times. It was the only road I could follow. One day we will all crumble. Inevitably, parents will get their hearts broken by their own children. Even my own vocation cannot save me. So if I ask for guidance, I shall make this an invitation, sending it only to those whose wisdom is sourced from their well-earned heartbreaks. Every day, I get up, open the door, and walk through the hole in my heart, standing in awe, arms outstretched to greet the dawn. In Quarantine, April 20th. Board für N by David Holper. Editor's note: Board für N is a Swedish restaurant that was recently opened during the pandemic. The restaurant is a single table in a field, and the food is sent via a cable in a basket. Only one person per day is served. Please sit. This is your table. It stands rooted to the earth, like the Galapagos, where for centuries the flightless cormorant harbored. Without fear of predation, we too have one special today: safety. It comes with a sight of sky over the russet bed of a fallow field, where we promise you will be left utterly alone. We will send over your meal via cable in a wicker basket. We place a little checkered cloth over it, like the print from Dorothy's dress, in which she was swept far from any world she knew. What else is available? Sorry, we're out of assurances. Yet, even in the whirlwind, it is still the safest restaurant in the world. If when your food arrives, a sparrow alights, we would appreciate it if you offer her a little bread, a bit of water from your glass. She has come so far to be with you, and it takes so little to show you have not forgotten your humanity at home. Pandemic by Ian Jewett. A cough and I am sick for the ages. No, just allergies. Pandemic. Ruling the pages. I mask. I hide. I shelter in place. I am gone. Did I even leave a trace? I am covered. You are covered. Whether we are sick or not, I can tell. Can you tell? It is the connection we forgot. In your eyes turned away and your head bent low, there's a comfort in holding on to all the love we can bestow. My home becomes an office and my office becomes a home. Where do I go just to breathe? Where do I go just to roam? Will you tell me a story of your churned up soul? I long to tell you a story of mine. There's a yearning, always pressing, yearning for another kind of peaceable time. Maybe you can swim in your riches and chill. Maybe you live in an unemployment and panic. Maybe your protests are ungrounded, steeped in dissonance. Either way, just listen to those politicking tongues running rampant. So a fever and an illness noted in the story of human ages. Pandemic, ever bearing down upon the pages. So I, so you, so them, so us. We all take our place on the grandest of stages. Grieving Our Whole Family by Deborah Kearns. I am broken-hearted for the sick, who say it's like drowning. I weep for the dying, mourn for their families deprived of final moments together. And I cannot forget the pangolin. Shy, harmless, world's most trafficked animal, COVID-19 carrier suspect #1, along with the horseshoe bat. Blameless mammals, their torture begins in a cramped cage. Euphemistically called wet markets, where their blood, other bodily fluids, and parts flood the floors, local customers and tourists abound. Wet markets, where their limbs are severed from their living bodies and sold piece by piece, until finally they are slaughtered, and whose suffering we share once again with our loss of those we most loved. Can we stop this now? The mutilation, agony, and prolonged death of innocent wildlife? We may have to save them to save ourselves. Thank you for joining us today in this episode of The Art of Words. And just a reminder, be sure to stay up to date on your COVID-19 vaccinations. If you'd like to read more, Behind the Mask 40 Quarantine Poems from Humboldt County is available online through the Humboldt State University Digital Archive. I'm your host, Gavin Rasmussen.
This has been The Art of Words, hosted by Gavin Rasmussen. If you'd like to leave suggestions, email us at ewcfacts@gmail.com. That's ewcfacts@gmail.com. This has been an EWC Communication production.